Three-letter word for someone who watches others. Do you have a clue?
3 letters. Try S-P-Y.
Spy. It fits, thank you.
Well, Miss Chelnoff,
Thank you for coming, Colonel Lang.
were you followed?
I hope not.
I hope so too, for your sake.
Well, that's it then.
Finished?
Yes, Colonel. I'm finished.
What exactly do you want from us?
Sanctuary.
But why did you insist on seeing me and no one else?
I know you. You have the authority. I will only talk to a top man.
I'm afraid I'm not a top man, as you put it.
We have the same files on you, Colonel Lang, as you have on me. In your way, you're important.
So you want to come over to us? You know the price?
Of course.
And?
I will pay it.
Ah.
I will give you names of the new network, the identity of the resident, the whole operation in England.
Be a traitor? Can you live with that?
I wouldn't be the only one.
Why? Why are you prepared to do it?
There's a very good reason. Treason is not easy to live with, is it, Colonel?
No. Very well, but you'll have to be interrogated.
You will interrogate me. You and no one else.
That may not be possible.
Then there's no deal. I want the top British interrogator. That is you, Colonel.
You'll be taking a very great risk, Miss Turner.
Perhaps the stake is worth it. Why are you staring at me?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just that you reminded me of somebody.
Who was she?
Better. Very well. I will take care of you.
I'm sure you will.
Interesting, Sir John. Interesting.
When the top Soviet agent in this country agrees to defect, I submit that it's rather more than interesting, Strand.
You accept Chelnoff's excuse for treachery?
A love affair? Chelnoff wants to quit and live happily ever after. Our inquiries bear that out. They've been living together clandestinely for some time.
Without the KGB's knowledge?
It's happened before.
So, in return for providing the lovebirds with a secure nest...
We get a full breakdown on all the current KGB operations in this country.
According to Colonel Lang.
You have doubts about one of our best interrogators?
As an interrogator, no.
Lang set it all up. Without him, there's no deal. The approach was made directly to him.
A cantankerous old bachelor concerning himself with a Romeo and Juliet setup? 30 years behind a desk in Whitehall can give one a somewhat romantic view of the realities of counter-espionage.
Quite. But Lang did earn his laurels in the field, you know. Had a good war, SOE. 3 years in occupied France. Decorated for it.
Since then, of course, he hasn't seen a paperclip thrown in anger. These deals have a habit of going wrong. Could be a ruse. Chelnoff could get cold feet. If the other side get wind, They have a tendency to shoot to kill on these occasions.
It's a risk we have to take. Oh, Lang's a tedious old bore, I appreciate, but he's not stupid. You can look after him.
Yes, I can provide him with a remote rendezvous, the full electronic panoply of protection. But Lang seems to want to handle this whole operation himself.
He does seem to think that that's vital. But you can find him a bodyguard.
I have.
Tough.
Very.
Good shot.
A marksman,
A killer.
if he has to.
Craven. Alan Craven, Special Branch.
Apart from its obvious architectural charm, it does cover 29 acres with innumerable featureless buildings and woodlands. It should keep the KGB entertained for some hours. Also, I'm hoping it's the last place they'll look for the ungrateful Chelnov. I'm only sorry you had to be dragged all the way out here.
Oh, I'm rather looking forward to it.
Were it left to me, you'd be the last person to have anything to do with this escapade.
Without me, there would be no defection, no insight into the network set up after we'd chucked most of the trade delegation out.
Nor would one of our top interrogators be exposed in this rural fastness.
Now listen to me, Strand. I've worked in this section for over 20 years. I'm not a fool. My record speaks for itself, and even you must agree to that. The reason for Chelnov's defecting may reflect greed or avarice or irresponsibility, call it what you like, but that is not your concern. It is I who arranged the debriefing. No one knows Chelnov like I do.
There, Colonel. The private wards. Our castle keep.
Yeah. I wonder what was worse. Locked up alone or sharing your fantasies and delusions with others.
Colonel, one last thing.
Huh?
I understand you haven't got one of these.
No, well, I haven't used one for years, 30 years. I know, I'd rather not if you don't mind.
Come now, Colonel. Hero of the French Resistance, Military Cross, Croix de Guerre, you made your name as a professional killer. It's loaded. If Chelnov makes a wrong move, shoot to kill. That's an order, Colonel, from the very top.
Keeping you up, Johnson? Well, at least it makes a change. For years, they kept him in. Now we've got to keep him out.
Good evening, Craven.
Here we go.
This is Colonel Lang, Chief Inspector Craven.
Oh, yes, sir.
Evening. Well, I always prefer men to machines. You know where you are with them.
I'll put the Chief Inspector in the picture, if you like, Colonel.
Yes, please do. I've got some important work to get on with.
He's no problem. His bark's worse than his bite.
Glad to hear it. When does this become operational?
Shortly, I'm given to understand.
In a few more minutes, huh? To be quite honest, Mr. Strand, I can't see the point of all this.
To be equally honest, Craven, neither can I. But if Lang is right about Chelnov, we could undermine the whole Soviet espionage apparatus in this country.
Yeah, if he's right.
He hasn't made a serious error in 20 years of counter-espionage.
Yeah, but I mean, what's all this for, this pouncing about in the Ulu?
Chelnov and Lang had to have an unknown rendezvous. Chelnov will arrive in the next 10 hours. Lang will be given the full background on all current Soviet contacts. And at 1500 hours tomorrow, I shall make a check phone call, and if Lang has got all the information he wants, an RAF helicopter will be dispatched. And by tea time, Chelnov will be off to a new life in some corner of what was once our far-flung empire.
Otherwise, complete communication silence.
Unless there's an emergency. Once the Soviets realize that Chelnov has flown, they'll be looking everywhere.
KGB usually pick pretty reliable people for overseas contract work.
I gather there's some romantic involvement. Of course, we've had to find some money, too.
Yeah, I know. For my lad's overtime.
We've tried to be discreet. It's called candy floss. Some sort of seismic detector. When anybody steps near it, a tune starts playing on Davis's music box.
I just provide the heavy mob, then?
In a manner of speaking, yes. Though Chelnoff and Lang seem confident that all will be well.
And you?
It's a risk we have to take. Chelnoff may deliver, on the other hand, may not. Lang thinks that that's the way it must be played.
So I waste the whole weekend underwriting some Whitehall desk waller's desire to be a hero.
Don't misjudge old Lang. If this comes off, it'll be a remarkable coup for him.
Oh, super.
Lang may be somewhat desiccated now, but he's been tough in his day. Parachuted into wartime France. Had to undertake a lot of rough stuff, I gather. Had to put up with a lot, too.
From the Jerrys?
And us. We had him working as a double agent at one stage. Meant he had to betray a French resistance unit he'd been working with. I think the experience unhinged him a bit. He became something of a recluse after the war, never married. Did well in military intelligence, but wanted to get out of the army. That's when our people nabbed him.
Oh, thanks for marking my card. It's just what I wanted. Weekend in the country with a treacherous Russian and a crazy spy catcher. In a nut house.
Good luck.
Everything seems under control, sir. I thought you'd like to know that.
Thank you, Crib.
Colonel Lang,
Yes?
there's something I don't quite understand. Why did you pick on this ruin?
Well, is that any real concern of yours, Chief Inspector?
Yes, it is, sir, if you want me to make it secure.
Craven, I understand on the very best authority that making places secure is your particular forte. Are you now telling me that you can't do it?
Well, no, sir, it's just that, it's remote, all right, but it's such a rambling place. I really need 100 men.
Well, Strand seems to place a great deal of faith in the electronic gadgetry outside. Incidentally, it was our friend Strand who chose this ruin, as you call it. And he chose it because it suited our purposes. Now, does that answer your query, Chief Inspector?
No, sir, it's only that I thought that...
Craven, I have no doubt that your concern is sincere, but I find it rather tedious. Now, look, I've got a lot of preparatory work to do, so you really must excuse me.
I'll be in the control room if you want me, sir.
Well, I shan't.
I hope you're right. Bet that tells fortunes too, eh?
Just about. It's the latest job. Infrared sensors, tripwires, the lot.
I'd still settle for a couple of hungry Alsatians.
Not if you were spending the night out there, you wouldn't.
Colonel Lang?
Yeah.
Might I ask where you're going, sir?
Well, I'm going to breath of fresh air.
I'm sorry, that won't be possible.
Oh, now, come on, I can look after myself.
That may be so, sir. But for the moment, you're my responsibility. I'd rather you stayed inside.
Oh, all right. You win.
Do you get the feeling we're not appreciated?
I've had that feeling for 14 years, mate. You're quite sure he's going to come, sir?
That's not your concern. If there had been any change of plan, I would have been told.
So we wait up?
All night, if necessary. But I see no reason why you can't take a nap.
No. How can I?
Christ, Arch, don't do that.
Well, I just thought I'd get some coffee for the lads.
Help yourself. But if the Colonel finds you here, there'll be trouble.
Don't panic. My governor will sort him out. Bloody cold out there this morning, I'll tell you.
It'll be daylight soon.
Still no sign of our visitor.
If only if somebody's moved, picked the wrong day.
Oh, yeah, we'll all fall apart, mate. We'll all fall apart.
Where's perimeter, sir? Intruder.
All right, clear it down. Maguire?
Sir?
Got a visitor. About 100 yards north of the main gate. Did you clear it down?
Yes.
That's twice.
Well, probably got caught up on the fence.
Yeah, probably.
Where are you going, Jim?
To the western perimeter, sir. My men are expecting one friendly visitor.
Well, I see absolutely no reason to believe otherwise.
But there's every reason. A 30-second delay could mean he was followed.
Yes, well, I consider that highly unlikely. No, I must insist that you stay here, Craven. I don't want our visitor to panic.
Do you think he sat on that fence for 30 seconds?
Not if he's a pro.
Well, he is. Old fellas, do you read me?
Sir?
Well, watch out. Our visitor might have a tail.
It's very gentlemanly of you.
That's not my worry, lady. Who the hell are you?
Craven.
Got a woman here. Says she's Chelnoff.
A woman?
Yes, that's right, sir.
All right. Bring her in.
I didn't realize you were a male chauvinist, Craven.
I could have been told.
Would it have mattered, or are you trying to tell me that a woman deserves less protection than a man?
Should I?
Madam Chelnoff, late advisor on women's fashions to the Soviet trade delegation, and now, I trust, a former KGB major, is entitled to all the protection you can give her.
She'll get it.
I'm glad about that.
Ah, good morning, Nana. I'm beginning to have doubts about you.
I had to pick my moment.
Let me introduce Chief Inspector Craven, Special Branch.
Branch. As you can imagine, Mr. Craven, I know all about you.
Miss Chelnoff.
Madame.
Craven is responsible for our welfare.
Good. Then I know I'm in good hands.
Thank you. You're quite sure you came in alone, Madam Chelnoff?
Of course I did, Chief Inspector. Has something gone wrong?
Oh, not yet.
You promised me foolproof security.
You've got it. No one knows about this place. We only discovered it ourselves 3 days ago.
Are they still checking?
Yes, sir.
Keep an eye on them.
Checking what?
False alarm, I think.
Craven suspects intruders. I suspect a dog or a fox or something.
I still like to check. Do you have a gun, Madam Chelnoff?
Yes, I do.
Can I have it, please?
No, Philippe, it frightens me.
Come on, darling. It's a very useful thing to know nowadays. Come on, it's easy. Don't ever do that. You'll be court-martialed if it goes off. Now, come on. Hold it up. Now, just squeeze the trigger.
I'm scared.
Missed. Try again. Well, you'd be no good in my regiment.
What a pity. I was rather looking forward to becoming Lieutenant Lang's wife.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was clumsy of me.
Are you ready to begin, Colonel?
Yes, yes. That'll be all, sir.
I'll take care of this for you. Sergeant, what's happening?
Yeah, we've checked all the area. Nothing at all so far.
We'll check again. When intruders got past the gadgets, only good old-fashioned grafting will find him.
Well, there's absolutely nothing here we don't know already. The only name you've given us is Richwood.
So?
He was arrested 2 days ago.
So you are better than I thought you were, Colonel. If we're going to play poker, Colonel, I have no intention of showing my hand until I know the stakes.
Now look, we are prepared to fulfill your conditions, but only if we get names, times, places, and documentary proof.
I have documents in a very safe place. You'll get them and the names of all contacts when and only when I'm safely out of this country, not before.
Just a minute, just a minute. Look, I've met my part of the bargain. Now it's up to you. I'll need to know it all, my dear, before I authorize anything.
Your part?
Yeah. A new identity for you, and then an RAF flight to a delightful island in the Caribbean.
Let me think. Colonel, there's a smell of ether still here. Maybe go out for some air.
Yeah.
It's not you or I who matter, is it, Colonel? It's the dark forces that control us. Certainly, I accept your word. I believe you.
I believe you.
When's the baby due?
December. Christmas, perhaps.
Why didn't you tell me before?
What could you have done? Left the resistance? Deserted from the British Army? Carried me off to Switzerland? No, Philippe. There is nothing more you can do now. If I forced you to be a traitor to your country, you would never forgive me. I have a part of you. It is enough.
I'll be back. I swear it.
Philippe, come on!
Come inside! For a KGB major, you're pretty careless.
Paddy, what's happening?
An intruder, sir. I'm afraid one of the boys has killed him.
Afraid?
Yes, sir. His name is Aston.
And he's a freelance press photographer.
You don't take sugar?
No, thank you, Mr. Gerald.
Charloff's boyfriend's been behaving in rather an ungentlemanly fashion.
Oh?
Left the Windward Islands this morning on a banana boat disguised as a parson.
Really?
Had £3,000 worth of Maria Theresa dollars sewn into his underpants.
Couldn't wait for the beautiful Nadia.
Apparently not. His ardor does seem to have cooled remarkably quickly.
I had such a high opinion of Madame Chelnov's powers of discernment.
So did I. I've had Romeo transferred to one of our frigates. Should learn more of his plans soon.
Right. I'll have Lang and Chelnoff airlifted out of the rendezvous now.
Well, hold on, Strand. You've heard nothing from them as yet?
No.
I suggest we wait to hear the report of the unfaithful lover. Could be that Nadia Chelnoff has a heart after all.
I doubt it very much.
I'd better get on to London, have them check out this press card.
Now, just a minute, Chief Inspector. Remember, phone only in a serious emergency. I wouldn't say that an over-curious pressman was all that serious, would you?
A man has died, sir. That's serious in anybody's book.
Yeah. Serious enough to jeopardize a major counter-espionage operation?
This press card could be a cover, in which case we can no longer operate safely in this place.
Nonsense. Everything points to the man being a photographer. Unfortunately, one who had too little regard for his own safety. Now listen, in the interests of security, I advise that his next of kin are not told of their bereavement until, well, at any rate, for a few hours.
I still think his credentials should be checked out.
Oh, all right, all right. It's just gone 10. I'll get in touch with my department at noon.
You're content to leave it that long?
Well, I see no reason why he should not be a press photographer. No doubt some of the locals saw your chaps blundering about in the grounds and tipped him off. Craven, perhaps you'd better check that Madame Chelnoff is still in her room. I'd like her to join me in 5 minutes.
Just about the right age for voyeurism.
Call that thing a Judas hatch. Very appropriate.
Do you believe he was a photographer?
I deal in facts. You tell me he was KGB, I might believe you.
If he'd been KGB, it would have been your man under the blanket.
Such loyalty. It's very touching. One wonders why you bothered to come at all.
Sometimes there's only one door, Mr. Craven.
Sometimes. Colonel will be ready to see you in about 5 minutes. Any coffee left?
No, sir. I was just thinking of making some.
Good. I'll keep an eye on this.
All right?
Yeah, sure. Davis? 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 Paddy? Paddy!
Sir?
There's one of them heading your way. Well, what now, Colonel? Davis has bought it and the mains input has been cut.
You were right, Craven. Our cover's been blown.
You've got the bloke who did it.
Well, you better put out a call for help.
How? The phones have been cut and the radio's smashed. My guess is they'll hit us any moment. They're bound to know that Strand will twig pretty soon we're in trouble.
So much for your guarantees, Colonel.
You are still quite effectively protected, Madame Chelnoff.
All the same, I'll have my gun back.
When I think you need it.
I'm the one they're after, Chief Inspector. While you're standing here, they're setting me up.
I think we should make a break for it.
No. There's still a chance that Madame Chelnoff and I can finish our business. It happens to be very important.
All right. Probably got the roads covered. I'll try and get Loring round. He's a good driver.
A safe house, you said. Safe.
Nadia, You are the only person outside the SIS and special branch who knows anything about this place.
You think I'd set myself up? The leak's on your side, Colonel.
Well, I consider that highly unlikely. Now, look, Craven's a pretty resourceful chap. We'll make it. Now, come on, let's get down to it. The sooner you give me the information we want, the sooner we can get out of this damn place.
Oh, no. That's all I've got to bargain with, Colonel. You'll get it. When and only when I'm safe.
But you're perfectly safe here.
What are you afraid of, Colonel Lang?
Afraid of? I don't understand.
I think you do. You don't like guns, do you? Yet you are a distinguished soldier.
Being an officer myself, Monsieur Bouchier, I see no reason to query your statement, even though it is an English officer's revolver.
I stole it. From a dead English officer.
No matter, no matter. You've been so helpful to us with other matters. I think we can overlook this brief fall from grace. Right, off you go. Good luck, Jim.
It must be very humiliating for you, Chief Inspector.
Calling for help, you mean? Yeah, I'm a realist.
You've got 5 men. 7 with the Colonel and I.
Well, I hardly call you one of my men. You must be pretty important to them. I mean, an open attack, even here, could cause quite a stir.
It's happening all the time. Munich, Athens, Berlin, and everyone forgets.
Well, they're hardly quiet, peaceful corners of Norfolk.
Perhaps they won't come. Now you've killed 2 of their men.
You think not? It's funny how they did come, though. I mean, they were so prepared. Almost as if they knew you'd decided to run.
They couldn't know that. There's no way they could have known. It was just unlucky. They took precautions, had me watched. They're experts at that.
You never suspected?
No, Inspector, I never suspected.
But why here? You could have got out by a dozen different routes. Why here? This way?
Because I'm a realist too, Inspector. I needed a rendezvous they wouldn't guess in 100 years. I belong to a network of cold-blooded professionals. The kind of people you can't run away from without a lot of help.
And yet you still decided to run.
It wasn't an easy decision to make. Unfortunately, I have a weakness. Sooner or later, they'd find out.
Don't tell me. You were corrupted by Western capitalism. Karl Marx had to give way to dishwashers and automatic gearboxes.
No, never dishwashers.
What then?
The kind of thing that no amount of training or discipline can destroy. Womanhood, Inspector. A year ago, I had a baby. A baby of my very own.
Congratulations.
Unfortunately, the father is British. That makes me vulnerable. A weak link in the chain.
You've been that for a year. How come they haven't found out?
Hasn't been easy.
I bet it hasn't. So how?
The child's father helped.
So he knows you're an agent.
I didn't say that.
I'll tell you something, Madam Chalnov. When it comes to the crunch, I wouldn't hesitate to throw you to the wolves.
happens if your man doesn't get through?
You tell me.
What's that supposed to mean?
They're your people. You ought to know.
They were, Chief Inspector. They were.
Professionals, you said. Cold-blooded, ruthless.
That's right.
Yet they let you get this far. All the way to the rendezvous.
Perhaps they wanted to be sure. To find out who I was meeting. Look, Inspector, I'm the one who's risked my life by coming here.
So far, you haven't risked very much at all. But 2 of their men are dead. And so is one of ours.
Colonel Lang? Colonel Lang? I'm afraid we've no news that Lorimer got through, sir.
Looks as though they got him.
Sir, is she genuine?
Who?
Well, this Chalnov.
I have no evidence to indicate otherwise. Now listen, Craven, the only reason you are here is to protect her.
I don't believe she's in the slightest danger.
Good heavens, man, do you think we're all mad? She's been checked out every step of the way.
Well, maybe. I just can't accept that a KGB agent on a major overseas assignment would just jump between the sheets with an Englishman. And anyway, where's the baby?
What baby?
Well, that's the reason she gave me for wanting to defect. I bet she's too hard a nut to let a kid stand between her and the job. Oh, by the way, sir. You'd better have this back. Ah, Mademoiselle Donville. How charming.
Since your father and brother have seen fit to disappear rather suddenly, I'm afraid I must ask you to come with me. Perhaps you can enlighten us. In fact, I'm sure you can, in many ways.
This young woman has nothing to do with the others I told you about. She has no part in anything.
My dear Boucher, we are all part of something. As the good book says, those who are not with us. You've been helpful. Very helpful.
Chalnov's a stool pigeon, a Trojan horse.
There's no need to mix your metaphors. I get your drift. It's something which has become increasingly plain to me during the past few minutes. Chalnov set a trap, and I, like a fool, came unwittingly to the slaughter. That's it, Graham, isn't it? That's the nasty bit of news you're trying to tell me. Those killers out there aren't after Nadia Chalnov. They're after me.
Couldn't have to with a cup of coffee, sir.
Couldn't we all?
Couldn't we still bust out of here?
It's too late now. They'd split us up and pick us off. There's safety in numbers right here.
You're sure, aren't you? About the girl, I mean.
I like to think I'm wrong. My guess is her mates will come pretty soon. They must know Strand won't leave us alone for long.
What proof do you have? None?
We don't need any, Nadia. I know now you lied to me from the first time we met.
You vain, foolish old man. They'll be coming for me.
I'm afraid, my dear, you're rather like the witch about to be swung. If you drown, you're innocent. If you survive, you're guilty as hell.
Listen to me. You don't stand a chance. The men out there are the best.
So they are out there.
Well, there's nothing you can do about it now.
They bleed like the rest of us. Craven.
4 men, sir. West perimeter.
All right, pull back towards the house. Hey, Colonel, you left this in the room.
I took it from a Boche prisoner. He won't need it again. Yesterday, they evacuated Paris. Soon it'll have driven them from all France. Good. You've done a splendid job here, Captain Lang.
Thank you, sir.
As a Frenchman, I'd like you to know that we appreciate how tough it was for you to reveal the Onville group to the Gestapo.
I hope my dead friends appreciate the sentiment, sir.
Time, give it time. You had to protect yourself and the network you'd built up. And thousands of French lives could have been lost if you hadn't done it.
Yes, sir.
And they weren't all killed, you know. Claude Donville escaped, and his young sister, I believe, may still be alive. I heard only this morning.
Sister?
Yes.
Michelle?
That's right. The Germans dumped her the moment they had to leave their headquarters. Young Claude was taking her to their home, or at least what remains of it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
She's in a very bad way.
He's scared. And so are you. Let me go and I might be able to do something.
There's something you can do for me, sweetheart. Remember what I said about throwing you to the wolves? Let's set you up as the bullseye and see if you're the #1 target. Colonel? Wait here, Colonel. When it comes to the crunch, I wouldn't hesitate to throw you to the wolves. In there. Well, that didn't work. Maybe they're just lousy shots. Now, Colonel, this time take the gun.
Michelle! Where's Michelle?
They're waiting for the doctor. They dumped her last night. We found her this morning. They've destroyed her as a woman and a human being. But she never talked. If she survives, it will be as a vegetable.
Just a minute. Please, just 1 minute.
Just heard Nadia's chap let us all down rather badly. It seems he didn't love her at all. Not in the purest sense of the term, anyway.
I see.
He wasn't a budding novelist, either. Out-of-work driving instructor. Oh, hold that for a moment, will you? Thanks. It seems that they paid him to play the part.
Well, people do get an inordinate amount of luck.
They certainly do. 3,000 when love blossomed, and the rest last night.
The athletic underwear.
Evidently.
He was very frank, very quickly.
I understand they have a very formidable colour sergeant of Marines on HMS Belle Isle.
Well, I'd better...
So in hand, I sent the special unit down as soon as I heard. I would like you to go down there, though, as soon as possible. Phones are dead. No radio contact. We must anticipate trouble. Oh, and Strand, you were right to have misgivings about Lang. I should have heeded you. My mistake.
You tried to fool me into believing that you would sell your country out for love. It isn't that easy, Nadia. I know. I should have done it once, but I failed. Well, I've lived with that failure for 30 years. 30 long years.
Where did you fail, Colonel Lang? You, the mastermind of British counter-espionage?
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It does. We took a lot of trouble over you, Colonel Lang. The backroom boy of the British Secret Service. The funny, frightened old man who knows more about spies and spying than anyone else in England.
Get back, Nadia. Get back!
We wanted to take you out of circulation just for a little while we set up a new network. You might have hindered us in that task. So now I have to kill you, Colonel Lang. Because you're too frightened to kill me.
What happened, Sergeant? Is there one secret that looks like staying that way? Glad you could come, sir.
My pleasure, Craven. A bloody business.
Bloody unnecessary.
I wonder why he fell for it. He has an excellent track record. The woman, I suppose, just happened to strike the right chord.
Pretty gutsy girl, all right. Sort of bird you could sweat blood for. Well, another time, another place.
Maybe she reminded him of someone in his past. We shall never know now. What we do know, Craven, is that Lang fell for it. For reasons that he won't be able to justify for some time to come.
You know something, Mr. Strand? Sometimes you make me glad to be alive.